Hello folks, I don't have any energy, so no enthusiasm for this intro. Sorry about that. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm very tired, my hair is messy, but I'm not crazy. I didn't wake up at 5 in the morning for no reason. It's a very special reason. You thought Pittsburgh was the grand finale? No. This is right here in New Vrindaban. That's right. I love the place so much, I had to come back. Right here in northern West Virginia lies one of the very important places within the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is sort of a spiritual exclave of the United States. Yesterday I arrived back here from where I was located in Pittsburgh, and over that day I learned a lot more than in that first New Vrindaban video. I learned a lot more about the Hare Krishna Society, what they believe in, and how they conduct their day-to-day life. So I have a little bit more background knowledge, so I hope I can relay that from me to you all. Getting back to why I'm waking up so early, I don't want to wake up so early, but I also don't want to miss some very special rituals. For a special group of the devotees, they wake up every day at around 4:30 to 5, and they begin their day with an hour to 2 hour long ritual. So I have to really admire their dedication to their faith. They're literally waking up every day before the break of dawn to profess their love to their Lord Krishna. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is essentially a sect of Hinduism founded by Bhakti Srila Prabhupada, and it has spread all around the world. Instead of believing that there are many different gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and the rest, they believe that there is one supreme God, Krishna. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the first ritual in this very long day, this very special day. Keep in mind, this is like 5:20 in the morning. These people have energy. So it's a bit lighter out now. You can finally see Daybreak. The day is packed, and so we'll be doing stuff for quite a bit today. There is this Ratha-Yatra festival, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and that should be really interesting. Now, I've grown up immersed with many different beliefs and faiths, but I still want to continue that exploration, and I think being open to at least learning about all of these different beliefs, one can really learn about their own beliefs. And so that's what we try to accomplish here on the Coverage Project, a whole immersion of different cultures, and this is as cultural as one might get here. So it's now 6:30 in the morning, and what we're doing now is, what the community is doing now is this period of time dedicated to prayer. And so I was gifted these very cool handcrafted prayer beads. What you would do is chant the words Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And they will chant this. It's just a devotional prayer that they would say to say that they are devoted to the god Krishna. So they will use this bead similar to how maybe Christians or Catholics would use a rosary. And they would go around, chant after chant after chant. And the most initiated devotees will spend their entire day dedicated to prayer. They will try and limit their meals so that they can have a little more time just to pray to Krishna. When you think about it, by the time you or I or any common person would wake up, these devotees will have already spent a few hours in prayer. And from my viewpoint as someone who's not a Hare Krishna, it's very admirable, their dedication, their commitment to their faith. And it seems like, despite all the rigorous prayer and devotion that they spend, they are one of the most happy, carefree people I have met. It really teaches you something about maybe having that backbone of devotion, making one a happier person. If you have something you can fall back on, it might make you very, very happy. Everything we've seen so far in this video we've already really covered in the first New Vrindaban video. There's that peacock sanctuary. Those are the beautifully made sculptures. I now know which two people these people are. These two are Chaitanya and Nityananda, if I'm pronouncing them correctly. These two are either the spiritual or perhaps direct ancestors of the founder of this movement, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada. And so, of course, naturally, it's just a beautiful work of art, but I guess it also means something more to the followers of this movement. So for those of you who want something new things to see, maybe buildings or certain features or other works of art like that, well, we've already seen it in the first video. As far as new things, we may have to wait until that festival later today. Alright folks, I'm taking a shower and taking a nap. Much needed things this early in the morning. Sure, thank you. Oh, just a flood zone. So as you can tell, it's been raining quite a bit in the last hour or so. And, well, that's just how it's intended to be today. But let me tell you something. These people, it's not a question of if they'll feed you. It's a question of when they'll feed you. There was a breakfast prasadam, and prasadam just means a meal. There must be some other term, more spiritual than what I'm referring to, but there was a prasadam for breakfast and a prasadam for lunch. So, if you want some nice vegetarian Indian food, you come here to New Vrindaban. What I've been told about the food making process, in order to make the food prasadam, you don't make it for yourself, you make it for Krishna. You have Krishna in mind throughout the whole time you're making the food, whatever it may be. It cannot have meat in it, as the idea goes that killing an animal with a soul is basically the same as killing a human, because the soul lives on after death. And so, it has to be vegetarian. The prasadam is then blessed to be given to Lord Krishna. And then, once Krishna sanctifies the food, it's ready for human consumption. Something that struck me while talking to these very interesting people, it seems like everybody has a story I come across. And one thing that really struck me was their view of how faith and religion should be done. They believe that a lot of life, or all of life, should be lived with you being happy. And the best way to be happy is to serve Krishna. You know, so many people find so many material ways to be happy, whether it's drugs or something as innocent as entertainment. It's all tangible, it's all now, and it's all temporary. And what I've been told by these people is that To serve Krishna is a permanent form of happiness, which carries over into the next life, as they do believe that after death, you're reincarnated into another being. The body is temporary, but the soul is forever. And so it kind of makes sense that their services, whether it's singing in the kirtan or just the regular services, they have all these fancy names which I'm trying to memorize, I'm trying to remember, but I'm having a hard time doing. But from service to service that they have, it's very lively. Everyone's having fun, dancing, singing. It's not like, I don't know, a church service where you're just sitting down, being quiet, being told what to do. It's a different type of environment, which I kind of appreciate. Life should be lived to the fullest and to your happiest. So why not have the services of your religion be that of happiness too? Speaking of services and celebrations, I think it's time for that festival today. So yeah, I'll see you all there. Should be extraordinary, as I'm told. Well, wouldn't you know, we're back in a familiar city that we went to a few days ago. The festival, apparently, is in Wheeling, so let's check it out. Hare Krishna! Can I get a mango lassi? Yeah. I would love 2 samosas.
2 samosas?
Yep. Trying to find a spot at a crowded festival is harder than you think. Everyone's packed in, all these seats are taken. You gotta go someplace far to enjoy your food. At least if you want to sit down. Now isn't this peaceful? It's just you all, I, and the Ohio River. And you all saw the food I bought. So you know what time it is. It's time for a Coverage Project picnic. I got some pretty cool things. It's kind of funny, actually. Through a tour, marching through the Midwest. An iconic American tour, I guess, if you will. It's supposed to embody just general American culture. And yet I never would have thought this adventure would end at a festival dedicated to the god Krishna eating Indian food. It's just amazing what travel can do and the experiences you can have spontaneously. Like this last thing I want to explain to you, this last festival, I wasn't planning on staying here this long. I was planning on just packing my bags up, going from Pittsburgh back home, but I guess that wasn't the plan anymore. And it's nice. It's nice when surprises can come your way. So anyway, let's dig in. Alright, so first up, we have not a food, but a drink. I got a mango lassi. And believe me, this is just heaven in a bottle. Think of a smoothie. It's a mango smoothie, but it's better than a smoothie. It's very creamy. And Indians, they love this. I love this. People around the world love this. Mango lassi. Think of a mango-flavored milkshake. That's probably a better analogy for what this is. It's just delicious. Because I guess with a smoothie, there's a bit of a texture. You can taste a bit of like maybe the ice is left over, or maybe chunks of fruit. But with the mango lassi, it's just pure liquid. Its viscosity is a bit thick, but that's the whole point. It's a drink. You want it to taste good, you want it to be creamy and rich. It's amazing. You have to try mango lassi. If you ever find some Indian place or Indian restaurant, get a mango lassi. Believe me, it's amazing. It's heavenly. Next up, if you want something to eat at some Indian festival, how about you try a samosa? And now, you can't guarantee that all Indians are vegetarian, but most Indian festivals will be accommodative towards the people who are vegetarian. So one snack that people who are vegetarian will eat at these Indian festivals is a samosa. There's some boat going down the Ohio River. I mean, it's small enough that it's probably gonna fit under that bridge. Anyway, but as this tugboat, is it a tugboat? I don't know. As this boat zips along, and that's a drone. You know, that we're finding so many things on this Ohio River. But yeah, during these festivals, a very common item you're going to see is a samosa. It's a very common food at these Indian festivals, and it's almost like Americans with hot dogs or cheeseburgers or something like that. It's a very common item. So it's a pocket of, I guess, breaded. I don't know what they do to get this bread, but inside are, well, you could put anything in it. Potatoes, vegetables, even meat sometimes. I'm guessing there's no meat in this one because of the vegetarian nature of the Hare Krishnas, but it's certainly worth a try. So let's dig in. Yeah, this one looks like it has potatoes or rice in it. Let's try. One thing that you can always count on with Indian food is that they're always gonna spice it up. Now, believe it or not, I really have a good palate enough to tolerate spice, but I guess given my palate and my luck, this is probably the mild option, and it's pretty spicy. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. They're gonna bring out a figurine and they're gonna place it on this chariot and we're gonna go on a big procession. It'll be very cool. And this figurine, the Hare Krishna believe that to be one of their deities, Lord Jagannath. When he is brought out, there is a big celebration because usually he is held up in a temple for people to worship. But then, this is the one of very few instances where he is brought out to the public for this procession.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Keep in mind, this is West Virginia. This isn't India, this is West Virginia. It just goes to show you that the United States is such a diverse place. And even in the states and the places where you wouldn't expect there to be such diverse culture, there is.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
travels to come. I will see you at the next location. What a trip this was.